They were the sounds familiar to many governments in 2011 across the globe, and it greeted the Hungarian government early in 2012. The European nation saw hundreds descend on its capital to make their voices heard, chanting slogans like "Occupy Hungary." And here is the man at the heart of the discontent. Prime Minister Viktor Orban, barely in office 18 months. "Dictator," they shouted, while the Prime Minister, cabinet colleagues and others attended a concert performance a stone's throw away.
This is the result of a decision taken by the Hungarian Prime Minister with a new law passed on the central bank. You can't see it, but it's about 400 to 500 meters of people just lining the street, and it's only just begun.
But as the crowd grew, one protester explained to Press TV it was more than just about the bank. This man, a former journalist at state television and trade union leader, said he was recently fired for speaking out over changes that have been made to Hungary's constitution.
The central bank is just one piece of it. It's not about a particular law, it's about the way of government is approving things, dismantling independent institutions. There is no counterbalance. These things, two-thirds majority means they can do whatever they want. They are doing things which is against European values, European law. They are doing things which is against European and Hungarian laws.
However, Prime Minister Orban is not only facing mounting pressure from inside Hungary's borders. The IMF and European Union have both stalled talks with the debt-ridden country for funding in response to new laws allowing the government to appoint members of the central bank's rate-setting council, in addition to implementation of a single rate of income tax, criticized because of a warning that the government will face a tough time raising taxes on high-income earners. And all this comes during the Eurozone crisis. Former Finance Minister of Hungary, Peter Oshko, says no matter the strong face presented by the government, it will not work.
Certainly, the IMF and the European Union will not change their mind. I think that's a minimum criterion to keep the independency of the national bank, which means that that will be a very critical point during the negotiations. Whether the government is ready to change their mind, whether they are ready to change the law they have already passed or not, that's very difficult to forecast.
Mr. Oshko isn't the only one, however, expressing strong opinions. In an exclusive interview with Press TV, member of the supervisory board of the Hungarian Central Bank, Peter Rona, says Prime Minister Orban is neither in a position to battle with the EU nor the IMF.
Well, you know, in a sense, Greece has put forward an economic challenge to the European Union and to the Eurozone, with which the Eurozone is struggling. Hungary has now put forward a political challenge to the Eurozone and to the EU of equally severe magnitude as the Greek challenge is in economic terms. The Hungarian challenge is more of a political challenge than an economic challenge. The Hungarian economy is not in good shape, there are budgetary issues, but the real issue here is that Prime Minister Orban and his supporters really don't want to move Hungary forward on the path to convergence with Europe. And that's a political challenge. Europe can respond to that, I think, quite forcefully. It has the tools and the means. Europe basically doesn't need Hungary.
So what happens now? In a pre-Christmas 2011 message, Prime Minister Orban said no one understands Hungary. The experts, however, say there is no misunderstanding. The IMF, EU, and crowds in Budapest make clear what has to happen. Fabian Veer, Press TV, Budapest.